Welcome back to The Flow Show, Episode 3. Today we have our first guest ever on our podcast. His name is Zack. Zack's going to be joining us to share all things Burning Man as we prepare to head back to the playa and find people who are experiencing flow, find people who are expressing themselves creatively, which is kind of what Burning Man is and why we're so excited to head back to Black Rock City this year. And yeah, take the show on the road, take the Flow Show on the road and see who we can connect with out there. Zack is a good friend of ours. He is a longtime burner. He's got a lot of experience. And he is also someone that we really love here in Summit County. He's the owner of House of Vibes Coffee and Curio over in Silverthorne. And he's just a really funny individual and a really great source of knowledge.
In case you missed our last episode where we introduced The Experiment, our collaborative card game that helps people prime to get into flow and unwind and recover, you can go check it out on our website. We're inviting everybody to collaborate and share ideas and what helps them prepare and get into flow. So we want to take that to Burning Man as well and ask people what they think, get their ideas, and collect as much creativity as possible.
We have also added dates for our next Flow Lab in Costa Rica to the website. So if you're interested in connecting with us in person and seeing what this community is all about, definitely check it out. Reach out to us. We would love to connect with you. And without further ado, here's Zack. Zack, what have you been kind of doing today to get ready for your burn?
Mostly just losing my mind.
Okay.
But I leave in 2 days, so it's been a lot of sewing today, like just a few final pieces. I've been trying to organize, pack, going through old Burning Man boxes that I haven't seen since last Burning Man, which is 2 years. So going through those to see what I need to bring, what I don't need to bring. And on top of that, all losing my mind. So yeah, lots of sewing and organizing.
Amazing. What number burn is this for you? How many times have you gone?
So this is going to be my fourth burn. Started in 17, did 17, 18, and 19, and then skipped the last 2 years. And then we're going back in a few days.
We're going back.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm super excited. So along with like getting everything done, like I feel like when you're getting ready for Burning Man, I think that there's a stress phase that lasts for a long time. And then there's the excitement phase, which happens a few days before you go. Maybe this is me, but maybe a few of my other friends too. But I'm in the excitement phase now, which makes it harder that I'm not fully packed because now I'm just excited to get out there. And I'm like, la la la, like, what do I do now? Like today I was packing my like nighttime go backpack out there. Like I think it's smart for everybody to bring a go bag out on the playa because in years past it can take me like 2 hours to get ready for nighttime. So this year I'm just getting a backpack, putting like my headlamp, a mask, my goggles, some lights, like everything that I need for nighttime. Just have that always ready. And so that's the only thing that I've packed right now.
Wait, this is brilliant though.
Yeah.
Because I need a nighttime backpack. This is a good tip from a pro.
Yeah, there's so much to distract you. And when your whole camp's getting ready, or just a few of you guys are trying to get ready, it's like you go to your bike, you're like, oh, I need this. Go back to your tent, unzip it, take your shoes off, get out, put your shoes back on, zip it up, go back to your bike. Be like, oh no, I don't have this. So it's like that process over and over and over again. So it's nice to have like your go bag.
Go bag.
So that is the only thing that's 100% ready to go for me right now.
It's good. You're good to go.
It's my essentials. Yeah.
Well, right when I got here, you were showing me some of the outfits that you had sewed, and these outfits are amazing. They're like, well, do you want to tell us about them?
So I generally go for a shiny theme.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a sparkle pony. If you don't know what a sparkle pony is, a Burning Man, it's like slang for people that just show up there to look good and they don't help out at camp or set anything up. But I like, that's not me. I'm going to be helping.
Might be me.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. We'll find out.
We
We'll
will
see.
find out.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to set up your own camp. So, like, you can't be that much of a sparkle pony
No.
or else you're going to be very uncomfortable.
It's true.
So, I've sewed a few like matching tank top and short outfits. I don't really know how to sew that well, so I know how to do tank tops and shorts, and that's what I stick with because that's all I need out there.
They're amazing.
They're-
The shorts are amazing. I
Thank
kind of almost
you.
want to get them out. They're these.
You
these
should get 'em
should
out.
I get them
Yeah,
out?
yeah,
Are
yeah.
they
They're
right?
like big boy go-go shorts.
I got it. And they're right in your bag.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Go get them.
Okay.
Yes, so lots of sewing and.
Outfit reveal party.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What are we doing? Okay. So this got me so excited to see that you made these amazing shorts.
Yes, I love my metallic shorts. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
They're soft, stretchy.
You want to show us what they look like? No, you have to wait for the big reveal.
Big reveal. Yeah. No, but these are really fun. And then there's a matching tank top
Beautiful,
to go with it.
beautiful.
Or no, not even a tank. Yes,
Yeah, that's
it's
a tank.
Yes.
So can you tell us why the outfits are so important?
So Burning Man, for those who don't know, is the ultimate place for radical self-expression. So you don't go out there and see like things you find on the Target shelves or like big box stores. Everything is super unique, and the least I can do is make my own shorts and tank tops and be shiny with it.
I love that.
But I mean, it's the most eccentric place you'll ever end up on Earth, and so I like to be a little flashy here and there, and not all of my outfits are like that. So I'm camped with a it's called Fever Dream Theater. If you're watching this, we're gonna be at 245 and H. So it's kind of like a burlesque style theater, but also kind of sideshowy and also slightly Broadway musically. But I'm kind of embracing the sideshow type of vibe. So I've got a few like carny outfits that I'm really excited to wear out there. So like striped leggings, we've got some fun circus like patterns, top hats, tailcoats. So since I'm with a theme camp, it's nice to have like a theme to go with. And then I'm also camped with glitter camp, so I'm considered polycamperous. So I like to have my shiny outfits as well.
Yeah.
So I got to have a little carny, a little glitter, and then I'm set.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to find you out there.
Yes, excited to see you guys out there too.
Yeah.
But then also, if you're not crazy like me and sewing all of your outfits, there are several camps that just give away costumes for free and expect nothing in return. So I might go stop by Costume Cult. They're generally on the Esplanade. They come all the way from Brooklyn, I think, with trailers full of costumes to just give away.
Amazing.
If you show up naked, you get to skip the line, but generally there's a long line. And you have to walk the runway after they give you a costume.
Wait, I want to go to that.
Oh, you can't miss it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
So can you tell us what you're looking forward to this year as compared to other years?
So we've been like the organization hasn't been there for 2 years now. A lot of people did show up for the Rogue Burns, and right, I want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited to reconnect with my camp. I'm excited because I think we've had 2 years of this brewing, and to see like what people are bringing out there. I'm sure not everybody's like me where they waited a year and like 9 months to start preparing for this burn. So I think there's going to be a really like a lot of really cool art projects, really cool large scale art that's been in the works for a long time. But most of my camp, they live in LA or San Francisco. So I'm excited to reconnect with all of them and because when we're all spread out, it's hard to see everybody. But
Yeah.
yeah, just being back out there. I don't know what to expect, so I don't know what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing people.
Have you guys been able to stay connected like through the planning?
Totally. We definitely held on to the like FaceTime meetings throughout COVID. So we had lots of like FaceTime happy hours, some themed happy hours. We did a the rock the Dwayne Johnson happy hour where we all bought the Rock's tequila and drank Rock's tequila together.
Okay.
And we shared our favorite moments about Rock. The Rock?
The Rock.
I don't know.
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
What are you guys excited about? What are you nervous about? What's going through your heads? How's planning?
I think
I'm nervous for the whole thing.
you're nervous
For the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, excitement and nerves are kind of the same thing in a way.
Okay.
But just like the fact that we're driving an old car back to Burning Man, that was a miracle that it made last year. So
nice
we're
to hear
going
that
again,
now.
though.
Yeah.
Today.
I think it's totally reasonable to be nervous.
Yeah.
I feel like you should, if you're not nervous about your first year at like the Big Burn, like, then something's going on. Like, be nervous about it.
Well, we went last year and I lost the keys before we could get out of there.
yeah.
And I had to hotwire the
Really?
Yeah.
the car to get
The
out
camper.
of there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that happened.
Oh my God.
So the time we were there was really good.
Yeah.
But then from that point on, it was like crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not as nervous to do what we did last year, which was like the Renegade Burn, which was unofficial, didn't have infrastructure. We had never been before and didn't know if we would even be able to meet up with friends and stuff like that. This year, there's lots of friends going. There's lots of porta potties. So I do feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I went out on a limb and went out there. We didn't know if there'd be cell phone service, and I still found you, which was great.
I think typically there is cell phone service until everybody gets there. So like right now I can communicate with people out there. But once 70,000 people are right there, it's all out the window. Some people can like get text and stuff out, but I just try to turn off my phone.
Same. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, once you like find where everybody is, like
We don't, no necesitas.
no necessity.
No necesitas. We were talking about being nervous and excited and scared. And I think I heard a quote once that said, if something excites you and it scares you, you should do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Or I think it scares you and excites you. You should do it.
I feel like you're gonna run across 3 million things over this next week that both excites you and scares you. So you're gonna be busy.
Oh my God. Okay.
So many exciting and scary things.
Okay.
I'm curious if you could tell us a little bit more about like what really makes Burning Man. Like what we experienced last year was a taste, like a teaser almost. And it's not so much for us. Like I feel like I've done my research and I'm pretty like I've already had a little bit of experience, like I said, a taste. But for anyone else who's never even been, why is Burning Man such a cultural phenomenon for us right now?
I think it's a loaded question, so I'm going to do my best. And we might have to circle back around to it.
It's okay.
But it's unlike any place in the world. You get 80,000 people, 70,000 to 80,000 people that all gather in the Black Rock Desert. And it becomes a city. So there's an actual zip code for it. There's a post office. There's a whole hospital out there. Your insurance is included. And there's an airport. Like anything that you experience out in the real world, we call it default world, you experience within Burning Man. So anything from grief to joy to weddings to, I mean, anything. Like it all exists out there. And it's all a bunch of like-minded people. So somehow Burning Man has invited all of these like-minded people to come out there and create this whole event. So it's unlike any other event in the sense that like you can just show up to Electric Forest and it's all like done for you essentially. Like, go here for this music, go to this show for this type of entertainment. Everybody is putting on the show at Burning Man, which is one of my favorite things. So it's like you're always on stage, you're always interacting, you're always a part of the act. So I've been to a lot of festivals before, and that's what really sets it apart is like you have to create what you want to see. And if you don't like something, there's 800 other parties going on that you can go and like enjoy that. It's not like you're at one of 3 stages and you're like, oh, this is kind of boring. It's like, just go next door and see what's going on. But yeah, it's all a big stage and everybody's helping perform and put it on. And I think that's what sets it apart from a lot of things. So like even the people that are working to put it on still have to buy tickets to go out there. Nobody gets a free pass. It's just like you're going because you want to go. You have something to share with people, and I think that's really amazing. Yeah.
And this is year 37 for them?
Is it?
I think so. I need to double check.
I have no clue.
It started in the 80s.
It's been going on a while.
Yeah.
And it appears to be picking up momentum and attracting more and more people.
Yeah.
And so you say like-minded, and I'm curious if you can describe some of the commonalities of the people who are attracted to that and going for what you're describing.
Totally. So it's a bunch of doers. It's not just a bunch of stand-byers, people that stand by and like watch. It's like you have to participate. So you have to be prepared enough to support yourself in a really harsh environment while being really harsh on your body, just like living in a high altitude desert. So a lot of people just aren't cut out for Burning Man. And I want to be like, yeah, everybody should experience Burning Man once. Like, I kind of agree with that, but like, I also don't, because I don't want that to happen to Burning Man. But it's a bunch of artists. It's a bunch of people creating. It's a bunch of doers and weirdos and wackos, but like that can still be wacko while being really productive. Like, and I think for a lot of people that blows their minds, and it's people that are willing to step out of their comfort zone and experience things that you normally wouldn't just jump in and say yes to. I mean, there's orgy domes, there's like sex everywhere, there's people doing drugs. Not that I would know anything about that. There's anything going on, but yeah, it's just the like depths of people's creative minds are like coming out onto this canvas that is Burning Man, which I think is really special.
Really special.
Yeah. And some things might not look, you're not like, oh, I would be interested in doing that, and then you try it out and you're like, oh my god, like that was the best thing I've ever experienced. One of my favorite things, just like, there's this camp called Hardley's. It's a saloon. It's a Western saloon. And so we were just going in there because we knew we could get like shots of whiskey there. Mm-hmm. So we were standing around drinking shots of whiskey, and this guy gets up on the bar and he's like, who's the biggest, baddest cowboy in this bar? And out of nowhere, all of my friends pointed at me. I was like, no, no. And all of a sudden, this guy comes up. He's like, I have to throw you out of the bar. And I was like, really? Like, I was just trying to get a shot of whiskey. Can I get a shot of whiskey before you throw me out? He's like, sure, here's a shot of whiskey, and I'm going to throw you out. You need to tuck and roll as I throw you through these swinging doors. And I was like, I don't know how to tuck and roll. Like, I'm going to get injured. And then this guy comes up to me in a jacket made out of the skins of Beanie Babies. So this jacket, he's bigger than I am. I'm a big guy, guys. This guy was even bigger and wearing a Beanie Baby skin jacket. And he's like, I've always wanted to be thrown out of Hardley's. And I was like, what? Okay, you can get thrown out of Hardley's. And they picked this man up by his shorts and like by the neck of his jacket, ram him through these swinging saloon doors and kick this guy out, and like causes a huge scene for all these people that are in line to get into Hardley's. And I was like, oh my God, that was beautiful. Like, this camp's whole shtick is just throwing people through their Western doors. And it's the best time ever. And
would you call that interactive art?
Absolutely. Yeah. Interactive
Good.
performance art.
Yeah.
And I was like, now that I get it, I'd never seen anybody thrown out of Hardleys before. And I was like, I want to get thrown out of Hardleys this year. Like,
Okay.
I'm going back to get thrown out. So get ready. That was like day 2 of Burning Man. And I was like, I'm not in this like mode of just like performing all the time. And then it's like, oh, you have to be like, because you're going to get approached and you're going to have to play along. And when you do, it's even more fun. Yeah. So that's what's going on.
Great. I love all the humor out there. I love all the sarcasm. I love all the wordplay.
Yeah.
Like it is very creative and in like so many different ways. You know, there's art, there's music, there's people, you know, designing their own, sewing their own clothes and coming up with creative, weird, interactive games
Right.
to play. I want to go back to something you said about everyone coming to this place and putting in effort and putting on this festival, that it's not put on by any one organization. John and I just watched that Netflix documentary the other night on Woodstock 99.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah. I think what were your thoughts?
Well, what, on day 3 when everything was catching on fire, I was like, is this Burning Man?
It's Burning Man. I was like, it's kind of like little Burning Man vibes with the, you know, they were setting fire to commercialization.
They were, yeah.
Which is
There's a lot more anger.
a lot of anger.
A lot of anger, yeah.
Not so much art.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More angst. But I think it's really interesting because the way that they went wrong is they tried to take advantage of these kids at this festival and try to make money off them. And that is not what Burning Man is about.
Right. And I think a lot of people get confused because when the Rogue Burning Man, the Rogue like burns happened, a lot of people were like, well, we did it just fine without the organization. But without the organization, there's not the art grants that pay people to build the art that gets to come and they get to showcase. There's not the infrastructure of having a whole medical tent and staff where everything is included, from x-rays to like whatever you need out there. Like my friend had to go get medications and they had it there for her one time.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't pay for anything. And then for porta potties, like there's not people defecating all over the playa, and like it helps restore the playa. And so I think it's good to remember what the Burning Man organization is there for, but it's just to facilitate this event. It's not like they're not doing everything for us. They're holding the space for us. But in the Woodstock documentary, like there was a lot of like anger when those fires happened. And a lot of things were burning that weren't supposed to be burning.
It's true.
Unless you're at Burning Man, generally the only things that burn are the things that are supposed to burn down.
Right.
But the really beautiful part about why we're burning everything down, not everything, but a lot of really large scale art, is to remember impermanence and the shortness of life and how temporary everything is. So it's a nice reminder from the man to the temple to some of your favorite art sculptures that you interact with once and you're like, that was amazing, and then all of a sudden it's on fire. And so it's just a great look back at impermanence, and we're only here for a little bit of time, and it's always a good reminder. Like you're having a really good time out there, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, like brings you right back, and you're like, that's right, everything's impermanent.
So if Woodstock 69 is on one side of the spectrum, more like on the side of love, perhaps, and oneness and hippie happiness, and Woodstock 99, 30 years later, was a train wreck. Literally, the documentary is called Trainwreck. Where on that is Burning Man? Or is it even on a scale?
Well, I think it's much closer to the 69 version of Woodstock. But, you know, you're going to get a different answer from everyone, I think, because people get from Burning Man what they put in. And some people go out there and they have a terrible time and think it's a big train wreck. But just like change your view if you're not having a good time out there. Like I like to look at it as a big love fest. Like everybody's helping each other out. We're all there for the same reason, and we don't have corn headlining.
Exactly.
I don't think Korn has ever
Limp
played a set at
Bizkit.
Burning Man
No.
or Limp Bizkit. I
No.
don't think. Maybe,
Maybe like an old version.
but I'm not mad I missed it if they did.
Yeah.
But for the people that love metal, there are camps for just metal. So it's like, if that's your thing, like you can find it there. If you want to find, like, I'm sure some camp is doing like Korn happy hour. Like if you want to go have a few beers and like get aggro and listen to Korn, like I bet that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like there's I don't know what the camp is called, but the people that do the Thunderdome, it's all heavy metal all the time. It looks like, I don't even know what the band is called. Maybe Korn or some other scary looking band. They're all like dressed in these like devil costumes that are really good, and it's all heavy metal. And that's where people go in and they're attached to bungee cords from this giant geodesic dome.
It's like Mad Max.
Yeah,
Mad Max, right?
exactly. It's the same exact thing. And people are just beating the shit out of each other in this with giant soft like Q-tips. Those like those big ones you hit each other with.
Yeah.
But people are like really
Like this,
attacking.
like what you have
Essentially these hands.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a 7-foot long hand pillow right now.
You should watch the YouTube if you can't see it.
Check out the YouTube if you'd like a visual.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you need anger and
Yeah.
there's that, yeah.
There's that.
There's a lot of places you can go duel other people and like throw each other off a log or something, but it's all in good spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Novelty.
Novelty.
The more novel, the weirder,
Yes.
the better.
Well, you said something earlier about a lot of weirdos and wackos,
Mm-hmm.
and but productive weirdos.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, do you consider yourself a productive weirdo?
Yes.
Can you please explain?
Please elaborate.
Are we allowed to talk about illicit activities?
You can talk about whatever you want.
Okay, so there's whole camps that are sound camps where their whole thing is eating like 3 hits of acid and just setting up these amazing stages and doing the sound and lights and everything. And I have a friend who started a camp, and like every time I go see him, he is so far gone. I'm like, how the fuck are you putting on? This is a major camp. I don't want to say it on air right now. But he created it, and every time I see him, I'm like, you are so spun out. And everybody else here is too. But it's working so well. So it's like, if you can do your acid and continue to put on a safe environment for people to hang out and like do your tasks, like that's what a lot of people are doing. That's not what everybody's doing, but like weirdos and wackos, I say that because like people are creating, I don't even, there's so many things, like the womb you can crawl through and then like slide out of the vagina, the like vulva slide. There's one of my favorite art cars is Boz, this giant sheep. It's put on by a gay camp, and they have amazing, like the art, the sheep drives around the desert.
Our friend's staying at that camp.
Really?
Yeah, he's at Baugh.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
But the art car is this beautiful sheep. It's like 30 feet tall, and you crawl up the back of the sheep, and there's a slide into the butthole of this sheep, and then you slide down. And when I did it, there was just like a really large, attractive gay man in a jockstrap just like catching you as you go down this like dangerous slide in like a sheep's butthole. It's like, that's why I say wackos and weirdos,
Okay.
but like it makes sense out there. And
Well, if you're on acid.
right. By the end of the week, you don't even question anything because you're like, oh yeah, just going down the sheep's butthole again. But At first, it's a little shocking, but it's funny how commonplace it all becomes by the end of the week. You're like, oh yeah, there's Boz, the big gay sheep, and go slide down the slide if you haven't yet. And then, yeah, I don't know.
Well, so that leads me to my next question, integration, and how you integrate from such an experience where sheep butt sliding becomes the norm. And you come back into the world where that is not what everyone else is experiencing.
How do you know what to do with that in your everyday life?
Yeah. I'm
Like,
curious.
I think you make it commonplace in the real world, in default world.
Well, you kind of have in some ways in your coffee shop.
Right. Like, I think you go to Burning Man and seeing that being like radically yourself or just like radically out there is totally fine. If like people are having a good time and enjoy what you're doing, like keep doing it. One of my favorite, I don't like saying default world all the time. I like calling it the Grand Playa. And so anywhere that's not Burning Man is the Grand Playa. And I mean, I don't think I would be I'm sitting here with this giant 7-foot long hand pillow on me right now, and I probably wouldn't be doing that during a podcast if I had never been to Burning Man. I'm like, that's weird, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I think once you get a taste of like weird and wonderful and how good it can feel to be like able to express any way you want to, you just start doing that in the real world, in the Grand Playa. So I think, and I think when you bring it to the real world, it shows other people that they can be themselves and put out what they want to. And so I think that's been the most magical part about like when you're not at Burning Man is like show people they can put on wigs and dresses and paint their nails and have a good time wherever they are. Like you don't have to be at Burning Man to do that. Like you can do that wherever. Like get dressed up in sparkly costumes whenever you want. And I think that's what you can take away. I mean, that's one of the things you can take away from Burning Man.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. That happened last year. I felt a little bit, for me, I wanted to dance.
Dance everywhere.
Dance everywhere. I just started dancing everywhere. Started static dance.
And you guys have been over to my house several times, and you know it's not out of the norm for me to throw a wig at everybody and be like, put this wig on. We're just hanging out. Like,
right.
Put on some of my costumes.
It's more fun that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the best is when you see people that aren't like, I'm not a costume person, and then you get them in a costume and they're like, I'm a costume person. I told you, this is fun. Right?
I mean, you went as far as dye your beard and your hair, but you're wearing a hat, but your beard blue.
Yeah. We're blue this year, baby.
Love it.
I've always wanted to do that.
But you can't necessarily, or you can't without causing alarm as much.
Is he panicking right now?
Yeah.
Did he eat a Smurf?
Yeah.
Is he on acid?
Right?
But
yeah.
You are a week before.
Yeah.
Already in almost full Burning Man mode.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we sustain that in the real world all the time?
I think year after year, I get a little bit closer to being able to sustain that year round. Yeah. Because a few years ago, I would not be like, okay, like dyeing my beard blue and like having to work a few days at the coffee shop before going to Burning Man. But now it's like, who gives a shit? Like, I've got a blue beard. Like, I'm going to make you a good cup of coffee. Like, what? And so I think it is doable. And I feel like you go to like certain pockets in Denver, certain pockets in Portland and LA or New Orleans. Like New Orleans is Burning Man all the time, I feel like.
Yeah.
Costumes galore. Like it's not, you're not like, oh, that's weird. Why is she in a wig? It's like, oh, that's dope. Like
right.
She's expressing herself or he's expressing himself. They're expressing themselves. And so I love seeing radical self-expression out in the wild. And I think it is possible for everyone.
I think it is too.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing you do that. Oh, what's going to happen?
We'll see.
We have a whole trunk that we found that I was telling you about at Goodwill.
Yeah. I'm building my costume repertoire at the moment.
What do you have in there?
I can't tell you.
What?
I can't give it away. It's too good.
Okay.
All right, I'll give you a hint though. I have well, the first thing I bought, because last year we just took old costumes that we had already had on hand.
Yeah.
But this year I was like, I gotta go and try. I gotta try.
Yeah.
So I spent a little bit and got something for my head.
Okay.
And
I am on the edge of my seat right now. What did you get for your head?
a hat.
Is it a top hat?
It is a top hat.
Yes. Okay,
It's
good.
very cool.
Okay, cool.
And he bought it before we got our tickets.
Yeah.
Before we got we found out
cool.
that we got our tickets. And I love that because in like when you study law of attraction or study metaphysics,
Mm-hmm.
putting out the intention of what you want before you have even received what you think you're going to get helps draw it to you.
Totally.
I can say that, but
Well, and actually, Zack is the reason.
oh yeah, that's right.
We
You're
got
the
our
reason we got our
tickets.
tickets.
Am I?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What did I do?
You told us to buy them on the very specific date and put our information in. And you're like, you do it on the day and you don't wait.
No, it was the day that we
Yeah. Oh, we
ran
saw
into
you,
him.
and you're like,
Yeah.
today's the
You're
day,
do
and
it
we were like
today.
going
Oh, yeah.
home. Yeah,
Did it.
I got
did
you.
it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
Much love.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was very helpful.
Well, and you guys got cool tickets. Tell them what you guys got.
Okay, we got low income tickets.
Because we broke.
because we're artists and creators, and we don't
Exactly.
work for the man anymore. And so we're not paying like a full giant price ticket, and we can afford to go.
Well, and just like it sounds bad when you say low income tickets. It's like
Yes.
you live in the projects or
I know.
something, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not just low income. It's very like it's very situational. So you kind of had to tell your story about like your finances to the Burning Man organization. But the cool thing is people that are really wealthy get to and can afford a $1,200 ticket. The first sale that comes out is a $1,200 ticket. And the leftover money from that sale goes to supporting low income tickets. So, yeah, so people that really want to be there and can spend the money are helping people that wouldn't be able to get there otherwise, which I think is really cool. And I think other festivals should do that too.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it shouldn't. Because then it prices out people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it creates a division in something that's not supposed to be monetized or commercialized, but we have to pay for the infrastructure
Right.
that is out there. So I love it.
Yeah. I went, my first year was on low income ticket and
Yeah.
changed my life.
Hmm.
As far as financially goes, if you can get a low income ticket, was it $120?
$225.
$225. And I've gone to, I know Burning Man's not a festival and I don't want to compare it to other festivals, but for a 3-day festival, I paid $250.
Right.
And Burning Man's like an all-inclusive resort when you get there.
Yeah.
So even my
Everything.
everything is included. So I mean, so like when I paid a full price for the ticket this year, which was around $425, I think. And when I get there, it's not like I have to go pay to get food somewhere. It's like I can wait in line for French fries. There's a place that serves fish. There's a place that serves hot dogs. Like, I think that the heart of Burning Man is still there, but a lot of people are getting upset that like influencers are showing up. They're like, it's all influencers. I'm like, you're just looking the wrong direction. Just go the other way. Like, go find those camps that are still grassroots. My camp's been going since the very beginning, and we give away booze all weekend. We put on shows. We glitter people. We allow you to hang out like or we invite you to hang out in our air-conditioned bar while we just get you smashed. Like, some people are getting calloused by Burning Man, I guess, but I've not seen that side, but I also haven't been going since 94 or whenever. But there are people in my camp that have been, and they're not just moping around being like, Burning Man's not the same. You know, Bonnaroo's not the same since I've been going. Like, Sonic Bloom, absolutely not the same since I've been going. And it's like, things are going to grow and change, and people are going to be upset that things grow and change.
Woodstock's not the same.
Woodstock is not the
It is
same.
not the same. tried the candles.
Right.
You tried so hard.
Don't give out the candles.
Don't give out the candles.
No, stop spoiling.
I'm sorry,
Spoiler
sorry.
alert.
Oh, did you not watch it?
Well,
No,
I did, but for anyone out there, we're sorry spoiling this like amazing Netflix documentary. It's called Trainwreck. Go watch it.
Oh yeah, spoiler
Prepare
alert.
yourself.
Be
for
prepared.
But I feel like everybody gets upset when like things start to grow and be better. And I don't know if it's better because I wasn't there when I was 2 years old. But there's always going to be those people.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to be upset like when prices go up. It's like, yeah, there's more people coming. We like more porta potties, more art, more of this and that. And yeah, there's going to be haters.
I think it was you, though, when I first met you, which is a story for another time, but when we first started to hang out, you were saying, if you want to go, there is a way for you to go,
Yeah.
regardless of money. And you told me that.
Totally.
You were like, if you wanted to mooch, you could go and just eat everyone's food, and no one would care. They're giving it out freely. If you want to
I mean, we're not saying do that.
Yeah. Well,
but people are giving out food.
Right.
Yeah.
But
other things.
I felt like, oh man, at this point, like that ship has sailed. Like I missed that. You know, it felt like crypto.
Yeah,
right?
totally.
And especially because so many, I feel like people in the crypto world end up at Burning Man.
Right.
But ultimately, you were like, no, if you want to go, there's a way to go.
Yeah. And I guess to sum up that question, like, I do think if you have the 200, if you can get a low income ticket for $220, you don't have to go out there and like your first year, you're not required to gift and go like help set something up. Like go talk to people and offer your love and energy. And like, there's a way for you to be out there and you don't have to buy a bunch of crazy costumes. You don't have to have a fur jacket. Like you can go out and be yourself and absolutely like, the other day I told somebody I was going to Burning Man. They're like, I was like, you should come next year. They're like, I don't have $10,000. I was like, what are you talking about? They were like, I heard tickets are $10,000. I was like, that is not the case. But I'm okay with people thinking that like a lot of times. But like I'll be like, yeah, that's $10,000. You're never gonna be able to make it. But that's only for people that I don't want to see out there.
It's all about mindset.
Yeah. But it's just not the case. And there are so many rumors going around about Burning Man, the price of Burning Man, what goes on at Burning Man, and that it's unbelievable. But I get a kick out of every wrong rumor.
Well, we're here for the rumors.
Yeah, all rumors.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yes, but
What have you heard?
$10,000.
$10,000.
Well, so this is an interesting thing for me, and a big reason for us doing this on our show with you is because we believe in it. And I believed in it before I ever went. I believed in it when I started meeting burners. And I was like, these people are really cool and really resourceful.
Yeah.
And really nice and very weird, but I like them, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's refreshing
Mm-hmm.
when you end up realizing that you're talking with, you know, like-minded people and you find out they're going to Burning Man every year. It definitely has a draw. And so that was with you. And I definitely give you credit for helping us get there this year.
Thanks, guys.
But even last year when you couldn't go, you were like, here's what you need to do.
Yeah. You're like, okay.
And we did as much of it as we could.
Don't poop in the desert.
Exactly. Exactly. And it was a very different environment last year.
Yeah.
But I'm dying to know, you know, from your perspective, you've gone before, and do you feel like it feeds your creative energy, but also like how you get into flow and experience life effortlessly?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it feeds that in any way?
Absolutely. I think like after Burning Man, I feel like I've gone to like 6 months of therapy. just after a week of living and being like who I am and seeing other people being who they are. And I think a level of flow does happen out there because you're in a situation by midweek. I think a lot of people are in flow. Like, it takes a little bit to settle into the atmosphere and the vibes and the energy of Burning Man. Like, it's still going to take me a few days. Yeah. But by Wednesday or Thursday out there, if somebody were to approach me then about getting thrown out of a bar, I'd be like, yes. Like, and you're just in that flow. You're like, okay, yes, I will perform this thing. Like, I will do this with you. And it happens effortlessly. And
a lot of effort went into saying that.
That was a lot of effort. That was a lot of effort. But after like warming up for a few days, you just get in a flow. You know what to do at certain times of days. Like, okay, sun's starting to set, time to eat dinner. Get my go bag. Get ready to go. Round up the cats that you want to go out with for the night. And it's a lot less like trying to figure out what's going on or trying to follow your expectations. Like, all of those are just dropped at that point. You're like, okay, I already missed Tycho. I already missed this show. I already missed that. Like, you're just like, oh, that sounded great, but I was already over here having the time of my life, like doing what I was supposed to be doing at the right moment. So I do think it aids in getting into a flow, and then carrying that back with you after the burn is a lot more effortless as well. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well,
I can't wait to run into you.
I can't wait for after Burning Man, where you're like, hey, we're gonna throw a party. We're all wearing wigs tonight, or like
yeah.
Next podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, our next podcast will be
post burn
at Burning Man.
Oh, at Burning Man
with whoever we can rally to do a podcast with.
Should we do like a before, like right now, and then we check in like midway through the week? Like, okay, this is Zack at Burning Man. This is all of us before and after.
Yes. Actually, we should. We should. That's a great idea.
I mean, okay, so there's an ongoing joke. If you want to make the playa laugh, tell her your plans. Because like, so yeah, we can talk about it. We could try and make it happen.
Tiny magic. What does Burning Man mean to you?
Simply put, just being the most version of myself there is, and interacting and doing things that help me grow, teach me lessons, things that I wouldn't normally say yes to, and then learning from it, but also just, being, I think I've said this phrase several times, but like radically expressing myself, and there's no judgment, there's no expectations, except to like help build and like help camp out, which is totally fine. But yeah, I think it's just bringing your own magic out there and sharing it with everybody else.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wish we could all live a little bit more like that.
We all can.
We definitely can. I believe that's part of the point of what we're doing with the Flow Show, is to really try to show the flow that other people have, and the different styles that it can come in, the different forms it can come in. Zack has been a really good friend, longtime friend, living up here, and I am honored that you've been our first guest now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yay. Congratulations.
So thank you for that.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, if you guys want to see more of Zack, he runs the coffee shop on the corner, House of Vibes.
Come by.
Come vibe. It's a wonderful place, good coffee. And yeah, where else can people find you?
Burning Man. 245 and H. That's my address out there.
Go find him, ladies and gentlemen.
Step right up.
Yep.
He'll be out there. And yeah, there's a lot of really cool artists that you support at your coffee shop. So I love that. And I love that you keep the vibe going.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this has been fun. And it's going to be even more fun next week when I see you guys out there.
I can't wait.
Yeah. a week away.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. If you were watching, thanks for tuning in. I was told I needed to start saying this, so you better subscribe, smash like,
With those big, giant green
and
hands.
follow all of us because we're trying to influence you.
Yes.
To express yourself.
Yes, but ultimately, come find us, flow with us, hang out with us. We really want to build this community. Zach is a big part of the physical community here in the mountains of Colorado. And then, Burning Man is a much bigger global community even that we're looking forward to being part of very much. So, thanks for being on, Zach.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. See you out there.
See you out there. Let's get dusty.